I gave myself some time to not just overreact or underreact to the college football 26 ultimate team deep dive. Okay? There are some things in here that are going to be good, some things in here that I'm not going to like. There are some things that I would have liked to have seen in here and they weren't in here. I just want to say that like some of that stuff may not, it doesn't mean that it's not going to have a change in the game necessarily until we get our hands on it. Some things like, hey, team chemistries and getting refunds on them when you sell a card, right? 15,000 coins, unrefundable, was a ridiculous ask in the game, right? I really don't like that. There's things like they don't really mention Gauntlet. That doesn't mean it's not going to be here, just that it's not mentioned. And a few things, we'll just wait and see. I'm taking this as, hey, this is information. It's not going to be everything, but it is, right? So, you know, they highlighted giving Diego Pavia a card. Okay, cool. The art team, obviously, I think that a change in the art is always going to be a good thing, right? There's a lot of visual that comes along with that. What I would like to see that comes along with it is the same effort that goes into more animations and more accurate animations and stuff. Again, some of this stuff is going to be really, really small, quality of life sort of things that I would like to say. You can agree, you can disagree, you can say it doesn't matter. It's your opinion. But like having so many cards from 83 overall to 97 overall having the same animation, I really don't like. Right? I would like to see some of those things change over time. But again, if that's like what's not in there and the other things are in there, that's totally fine. That's really small. So again, they're trying to make things a little more visible and all this sort of stuff. That is great. I appreciate it. There's, you know, they've got a Johnny Manziel here. We're not worried about the stats and all the accuracy that comes along with the stats and some of the cards. Like, I'm not nitpicking on any of that stuff at all. New way to play some stuff. More limited time modes. Absolutely. That is a much more fun thing that people want to be able to do. Okay, EA, more house rules, events, all great, fantastic. However, if you are going to be putting these things into the game a lot more, a big correction we need to do is that when you have objectives for XP, they just need to be universal, right? Online, offline, just call it that, right? Because we've obviously had things that was like complete this in solo seasons, but it's like, but not that solo season, the one that we really want you to play. Really terrible user experience there, and I hope you guys understand that the user experience is kind of important when you're trying to get people to play your game. So putting all this stuff in here is great, but I'm gonna ask to make sure that if there's an objective, you can play it online and head to head. You could play it in a house rules mode or a limited time event and still get all the credits for your passing yards or whatever it is for XP and sort of goals that we're going through. That needs to be across the board, right? It really needs to be that way. Yeah, maybe solo challenges and all that is its own sort of thing. They don't really go towards that. That's fine. But you need to make sure that works. Again, giving us more stuff, more head-to-head and solo events, absolutely great. Even though this is not going to be something for me, competitive solo experiences, it's not really fun for me to do that, but some of you guys, it is going to be more fun for. Some of you guys playing more, no money spent and all that. Again, the more they can do for that, great, awesome. I hope it works. Like, I really, really hope it works. Huge changes to sets. Scroll back up here a little. And the training store. This is very broad. It doesn't really tell you a whole lot of what this means. Like, if you've read this, you know, you'll now see fewer sets per program that reward players for finding and collecting a wider variety of cards, exclusive rewards for those completions out there. If that's kind of like the MLB live series set, I guess that's okay. That's a really big goal. Adds a little bit of value to everything. That's fine. But I don't know what this exactly means yet. So I can't say it's a good or a bad thing. You'll see a wider variety of program-based items available in the training store. You know what we saw a lot of a lot of stuff in the trading store anyway. So I'm not really sure how. What are you going to do here, right? Like, what are you going to do here? Are you just going to have, I guess, full champion sets in the trading store, something like that? I guess. Fine. Pack helper. Again, is this going to be good? Is this going to be a bad thing? I think it's going to help some casual people, so I think it's a good thing. It's not going to be as important to someone like me, who's in tune with the game. Maybe someone like you who's more in tune with the game, but a casual thing. Again, I'm all for it. It may seem dumb to you. I get it. I understand. But what we have to understand too is the more casual people that come in and play these games, the better it's going to be. Because I have always felt like with Ultimate Team, if you guys think back to me talking about college football 25 before it came out, I said one thing I really want them to do is make it easy for people to learn how to play Ultimate Team. Because it's very intimidating at first if you haven't done it. And it can be very easy to be turned off about it. So if we're including some things like this where it's going to be more helpful, I like that. It doesn't matter to me, but it's going to matter to someone. So I'm totally okay with this being a thing. Now that the NBA and NFL seasons are over, we are shifting our focus over on PrizePicks to MLB baseball. And for new users right now, if you sign up using code CC, make a deposit, play $5 in lineups, you're going to get $50 instantly as well. So all you need to do is either click the link in the description or download PrizePicks from the App Store, sign up using code CC, and start putting that sports knowledge to the test. So it's a great time to start using PrizePicks. Use that knowledge, get winning, make some money, have some fun. Use code CC when you guys sign up. And as always, my plays will be over on my Twitter account. Let's get back to the video. Lineup management. This is also another thing. Very, very good in marketing related. If you haven't ever worked in marketing and websites and all that, you won't understand. But like they even talk about like the number of clicks. That's a huge thing. I before I was Mr. YouTube, I did a lot of software development on websites and stuff. So white space, reducing the amount of clicks. Every time someone has to click is another chance that they're not going to do it. So again, this is totally fine. It's going to sound stupid to people. It's going to be a good thing. Is it worth the time that they spent on it? I don't know. I don't know. But all good. Fine. More seasons, more programs. They said there's going to be 9 seasons. Good. I like more seasons. I like shorter seasons. I like moving through content quicker. Kind of what this mentions. Again, easy to write. See how you actually do it there. Talk about more alumni cards, more current college athletes. Again, I'm all for that. I think that that's where much more of the basis should be. And we had a lot of current NFL players within cut this year. Again, I think that's fine to mix in for certain things. But it was always like they made those cards feel better than current college players. You know what I mean? Like they did, right? Like the current NFL players only got good cards, and NFL or in current college players would get like really low overall cards, sort of build your way up. So you didn't really get that, and then there'd be like one or two. More of that. Changing scheme chemistries. Fantastic. I thought that, and I still do think that if you're building a scheme chemistry team, it should not be require every slot on your team. I think that's stupid, but them consolidating them is it's a step. I'll take the step. I'll take this step. That is a much better step. The reason why did we not ever build a scheme team? Because I was dumb to try to fill out my roster and have massive holes in certain places. Again, it's all about team building. Let us build team. Multiple player item backs. If you care, awesome for you. I don't overly care about that stuff. New ability costs. Again, we'll have to see how that works. Can't say anything about that there. Overtime mode, is it going to be something which going on win streaks? Again, we'll see how that actually plays out, how the rewards are, the ease of stuff. quality of life updates. Again, I think that these are really big things. Viewing challenge objectives without pausing the game is fantastic. It's fantastic to have in here. It's fantastic. We all have done it. We all have paused the game to go look. And like you wouldn't even be able to see like the progress you had. It was either white, red, or green. This is great. This is great. Again, it's minor, but it's great. Real coaches, sure, whatever. More strategy items. Yeah, I think that that's important. They really kind of got away from that. We never got new strategy cards the entire year. The entire year. And we barely got anything on promo and program ones. Talking about the pre-order content. Again, if you have the pre-order content, great. If you don't, I don't think you're going to be overly missing out. If you're more no money spent, maybe you're missing out a little more. If you're going to be a pack puller, it's going to matter slightly less. You know, getting some of these cards early, and then they have early access legends in the game, Brian Urlacher and Ricky Williams. And like the only problem I have with this, I don't have a problem with them doing something for early access content. I think that's great. Have a chase out there for sure. But the biggest card they wanted you to grind for was Eric Dickerson. And he's already technically not the best running back in the game. Or it's going to be close, right? And you could say, well, I would rather spend all my time and not have to spend the coins on that. That is totally fine. I want you to come back to me when you pull your B&D Ricky Williams, okay? Let me know how that goes. Other little cards, you know, from that. Day one programs. Georgia State getting another, oh my God. We're going to rock Georgia State jerseys again, obviously. Names of the game coming back, standouts. I do love the card art here. Is so nice. Again, 85 speed on an 85 free safety. Seems to be nice. Johnny Manziel getting a card here, right, on standouts. And then season one, obviously. Your end of this season goal is going to be this Xavier Scott. Like it. I like that. I like what they did there, the crossover items. Now, here's a very interesting one. Talking about Twitch drops. So I guess they noticed that not a lot of people were watching college football Twitch drop streams, we'll say. And they're like, oh, we're consolidating this. We're going to be able to make it so you can go use your tokens on whatever you want. And like just even saying that is fine, right? That's fine. But when they have this concept of like, hey, if you get 250, you can get Michael Crabtree 99 overall. I really don't like you put in that chase in there. Some people will be like, oh, that's a free card. Great. You're already telling me day one that I have to watch 250 streams, which is a lot. Let's say that they're one per day. Let's say you can get one token per day, right? One token per day. A lot of days. Maybe it's 2 tokens per day. If I could get this card in January, yes, that's okay-ish. I just don't like that. I like the other stuff. If you want to save your tokens and save them for something better, that's fine. But saying, oh, at 250 you can get Michael Crabtree. 250 if anything is a lot, unless you're counting grains of rice. You know, and this card probably won't even be nearly as good as it should be by the time it comes out. And then they talk about some of this other stuff. So overall, again, I would like to have really seen more. Maybe we'll get some of that from the creators and some of the stuff. So again, things that aren't mentioned, I don't want to assume it's coming back in a bad way or being gone in a good way. It's really hard to say. I do like the quality of life changes. That seems like the biggest thing that they have done, really, in my opinion. I think it's going to be very similar across the board, though, right? If quality of life is better, if your XP matters, if your games count when you play them online, You know exactly what I'm talking about. If we can just get those things in line, we're in a good spot. If we can have those reward packs like we had season 1, those B&D rare packs, tons of fun. As the year went on, I don't think they accurately updated them at all. And they got greedy. Like, those things need to change. Let us have fun from season 1 through season 9. And if you're still there playing in season 9, just like we're still playing in the other season now, do better. Reward those people. When you're going to create crossover content going into this game, I thought it was a really, really terribly done. I think you did an absolutely terrible job. Terrible job. Across the board. Every single part of it, you did terrible. Scavenger Hunt, terrible. Eric Dickerson, terrible. Regular XP Field Pass, terrible. Don't do terrible next year. Don't do terrible. Right? There's a lot in here. There's not a lot in here. Okay? We understand that. We get that. If you're on the fence about getting the game, wait. You can wait. It's fine. You know? I won't lie to you guys. I promise. Promise. I will let you know the truth on how everything is. It would be very easy and probably even slightly beneficial for me to just lie and inflate and talk about how amazing everything is, but that's not what I do. I would love if 10 million of you would come and play this game. We could have more views on the videos. But I really just want everyone who comes on the game gets the experience that they enjoy. So hopefully, EA, you get to do that this year. Real easy fixes to make things better. These small little complaint points, you can get rid of those. Focus on everything else. We'll see. 8 days, boys. Love you guys. I'm out.